how did you become in ownership of the Nationals group?
Well, it's funny. But, well, first of all, saving your money is
It's
true.
real. Yeah.
It's true because you never know what might come your way,
Yeah.
or you never know you might decide to go into business for yourself, and you've got to bring something to the table. Um, but it was interesting. DC, you can imagine, is a very political town, and so Major League Baseball said that they were moving the team from Montreal because the Montreal Expos had failed and the league had to take the team over. Then they said, okay, we're going to move the team. They decided they're going to move it here in DC, and everybody got all up in arms. Everybody wants in. And Major League Baseball said, we've got to have some minority owners. Didn't say how much, but just got to have some minority owners involved. And so at first there was like 16 different groups. And they were talking to the city council and the mayor, and Major League Baseball said two things. We're not going to play this out in the media, and we're not going to play this out in politics. So I got invited to one of the groups, and I said, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this. There's gonna be a beauty pageant. There's gonna be I don't want to have anything to do with it. This is a true story. This is how I know it was all God, because that was like in September, and the guy called me like every month, and I wouldn't even pick up his calls. So the number of groups went from like 16 to 8, and then 8 to 4. And the group I was originally part of was one of those 4 or one of those 6. And I said, okay, your odds are getting a little bit better, Doyle. You don't be stupid. So I called him back, and then someone else, another friend of mine, said, I want you to come meet with this other group. And I said, well, I'm kind of in this group. He said, oh, it's just a meeting. So I said, okay, I'll go. When I got in there, they acted like I was part of the group. They said, okay, this is how it's going to be run. We're going to be the lead people making the decisions and blah, blah, blah. And we'll be in charge. And I was like, oh, he sounded like I'm part of the group. I just walked in the door. Well, it just so happened that group was the Lerner family. And the first group I was a part of was Stan Kasten's group.
What's the odds of that?
Wow.
Stan Kasten had the managerial experience running a baseball team and sports franchises. The Lerners had what Major League Baseball wanted, that family, long money. So when they decide who's going to get a sports franchise, they, particularly basketball, football, baseball, hockey, they want somebody with some real long money that's been around for a while, and then who's going to run the team? Because, the Lerners, they're in real estate. They don't know anything about running a baseball team. And then the 6 groups came down to 4. And I would think I was the only African-American in 2 different groups.
You hedging your bets?
It's real, man.
You got the left foot in, the right foot in.
I mean, I was just watching from afar. But here's one of the things that let me know I was in the right place. When I walked in the Lerners group, I saw James Brown. Y'all know JB?
Okay.
Yeah, JB the analyst, right?
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not, James Brown and I went to church together. We used to go to the same church 30 years ago. And James Brown is a dedicated, hardcore, sold out Christian brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I gotta be in the right place. I'm like, Lord, what are you telling me? And what happened was eventually Major League Baseball made the announcement that Kasten's group and Lerner's group had come together and were merging. Wow. So now there was only 3 groups. And when there got to be 3 groups and those 2 groups came together, I knew it was a done deal.
Right.
I knew it was a done deal. And meanwhile, in the newspapers, they were calling us rented blacks because we went to the learners group. And, I mean, they were just dogging us out.
Right.
Because they thought they could play it out in politics and in the media. And that's not how Major League Baseball worked. So I tried to stay away. But, things just happened. And so in the end, we were in. So that's how it happened from my perspective.
I love it.
What a story, man.
I love that.
Oh man, what a story.
That's gospel. That's gospel.
Well, I mean, if we would have known that, if we'd have known that you went to church and everything like that, and you were gonna, give us that story, then please be clear, we are always ready for those type of stories. Doyle, come on, baby. I wouldn't
have told you if I didn't think you were ready for it.
I'd have gave you the music. I'd have gave you the music.
We have a reason to pray. Let your feet speak.
Yeah. Then we were always ready. That's the smile right there. That's the smile right there.
Well, you know what? I know from where comes my help. That's for sure.
Right.
None of this. You can't make up
a
90-year-old. And there's 5 banks that are black banks that are older than we are.
Right.